Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for another Hub 101. My name is Imani Moore, and I'm the engagement coordinator for the Austin Community Hub.
Hi, I'm Sinovia, and I'm the Community Resource Coordinator for the Austin Community Hub.
Thank you, Sinovia. I want to go ahead and start by introducing a little bit about who we are and what we do. If you didn't know, the Austin Community Hub was designed to be a dedicated space where we engage with the members of our community. So we're here to serve as a connection, as the plug between Austin residents and all the services that are offered by ACTS Network of partner organizations, such as child care, job training, youth programs, legal assistance, and much more.
Each one of our Hub 101s gives you all the opportunity to get to know our different partners and get live answers to your questions. Hub 101s take place twice a month on Zoom and Facebook Live.
Yep. And today we are joined by one of my faves. Actually, we have Jill Lewandowski from Cara here to talk to us about how they connect people to jobs and long-term success. We'll end with a Q&A session after the presentation, so feel free to drop any questions you have in the Q&A box on Zoom, or if you're on Facebook Live, please drop your questions in the chat. And with that being said, thank you, Jill, for being here, and the floor is yours.
Good afternoon. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Jill, and I'm with Cara Collective. I'm the manager of the recruitment and missions team here. Just give me a moment. I like to share my screen for the presentation. All right, so here we go. Welcome to Cara Collective. Who we are. So Cara Collective has 4 entities under our umbrella. So Cara, which is our job training program, our signature workforce readiness program with personal professional development, founded in 1991. We own and operate Clean Slate. That is our social enterprise in the Inglewood community, founded in 2005. We operate our own staffing agency, founded in 2013. So both of these opportunities give our participant transitional work. Money in their pockets, building their resume, and it gives them something positive to talk about when they get them to their permanent jobs and those interviews. We also operate Cara Plus, which is our expansion arm, sharing all of our great findings, resources, and our platforms nationally. So here's our founder, Mr. Tom Owens. He says when he started Cara, was simply adhering to the call to whom much is given, much is expected. Our annual impact is about $7.3 million of annual earnings of employed participants. So our participants annually consume $1.3 million in earnings, which is a great number to share. We've been an organization for 33 years as well. This is a brief pipeline of kind of our story. It's founded in 1991. Jump into Clean Slate in 2005. We opened up our Southside campus in 2007. In 2009, we bought our building at our downtown campus, which is 237 South Des Plaines. We're close to Union Station, about 2 blocks. And then in 2013, like I said, we started our mission-driven staffing firm. 2016, we had our first partner, Lutheran Social Services of Indiana. They worked with our Cara Plus team, and they have a complete Cara programming at their location. Everything we do has been mirrored there. That's part of the great work with Cara Plus. In 2018, Cara Connect started partnering with Northwest Center, and it was our first co-location. So we're actually in that location as well, sharing resources and enrolling individuals into programming. In 2019, we launched our second affiliate, Atlanta Mission. Same thing, mirroring the same services and great offerings that we offer at Cara. 2021 marked our 30 years of great work, thanks to Mr. Tom Owens. And in 2022, we bought our permanent spot in Inglewood for our Clean Slate Hub. More to come with that too. So who we serve? Right now, more than 17% of Chicagoans live in poverty, with the poverty rate being twice as high as 36% for residents who live in the South Side neighborhoods like Inglewood. So that's why our Clean Slate location is so important, because we are in the neighborhood and we're offering services. Individuals can walk into the Clean Slate Hub and get enrolled for any of Cara's services. Who we serve. This gives kind of a breakdown. We serve about 70% of our individuals have some type of touch with the criminal justice system. Um, we would say a good amount of individuals, 42% at least, have a high school education. GED is about, we would say about 60% of our individuals have at least a GED or high school education. And then we do have referrals if individuals are interested in furthering their education. And then the general age you can see is varying from about 25 to 30. We would say 25 to 50 is usually our range, I would say, of the average CARA participant. So again, our annual impact, 7.3 of annual earnings for employed participants, 62% 1-year retention on a job, because it's not just about getting a job, it's about keeping a job with CARA. We served about 1,000 individuals this last year, and in total jobs that CARA was able to generate and create was 924. This is Miss Constance on the slide. The impact on my job is amazing. Now I can see a future for myself. She works at Rush. How we serve. So first, Cara starts off with personal and professional development training. We have a network of wraparound supportive services. We offer complimentary CTA bus passes, professional clothing. We have a food pantry on site. Access to more than 70 companies that we work with. Our employment partners are very important to us because we want to help provide quality jobs to our participants. We offer short-term and long-term job opportunities. We offer free training classes and certificate courses. An individual is also going to be eligible for the 1-year on-the-job coaching. So you get a coach that works with you from the start of the programming all the way to you secure 1 full year of employment. So they're your ride or die from the way all the way to the beginning, all the way to the end. So this is kind of what someone's journey or pathway would look like for CARA. Participants come to us for long-term employment with the goal of reaching 1-year retention on the job, keeping that job for 1 year. So it starts off with the recruitment team, my team. You'll be meeting myself or the great team. We'll be enrolling you into pre-cohort, which is a little taste of the cohort. And then you'll be enrolled into either our CARA Core programming, which is our 4-week program, which is the full-time program at our downtown location, or we have a second program offering, which is called CAP, CARA Accelerated Programming. And that programming is a paid training program for 4 weeks, 2 days a week. I'll get into that a little bit more. From there, those individuals are getting access to transitional work. In the CCP program, you can access work as early as 2 weeks into programming. And through our CAP program, you can access transitional work as soon as 4 days into programming. Then that funnels into our leadership phase, which is what we call pre-send out or send out eligible. This is when certificates happen. This is when the stamp of approval comes to say, hey, we trust you, we vetted you, we've prepared you, you've gone through the process here at CARA. Now we're going to get you to our great employers. So that comes to employment services now, where you get access to our corporate partners. We have a team of about 9 individuals that are going to be helping you secure employment. And then we also have a great engagement team that helps you with self-directed job search, because it's not just us, it's you too. It's a mutual effort to land that job. And then once you land the job, 1 year of retention, and then you're considered a CARA graduate. So this is just a breakdown of currently like numbers and capacity and what my team is recruiting for and offerings that we have for the community. So right now we have pre-cohort services, which we can enroll in 30 individuals into. It's for 1 week, 3 days a week. It gives you computer classes, resume creation, interview prep, and then direct access to our supportive services team. The location for those services are downtown campus. So the CCP program, Cara Core Programming, we enroll up to about 100 individuals. This is monthly. Again, these are monthly numbers that I'm sharing out. That program operates for 4 weeks, 4 days a week. You get a total of 26 workshops under your belt. You get access to short-term work as early as 2 weeks. We do have an incentive-based stipend, access to coaching, and immediate services with our supportive services. And that programming is going on at our downtown campus. And then we have our CAP program, Cara Accelerator program. It's a smaller cohort. We enroll about 25 individuals per month. It's for 4 weeks, like we said, limited space. 2 days a week you are in a training, and the other 2 days you can work at Clean Slate. So you would essentially get paid for 4 days. You get access to, like I said, short-term work as early as day 3. The training is paid, and then you get access to all of our services if you decide to opt in. Otherwise, the 4 weeks of paid training is over, and then you can continue on working at Clean Slate at a part-time basis until I think it's about 90 days. So it's good to opt into our other services so that way you can get placed into permanent work. And then our leadership cohort is the cohort that have gone through pre-cohort, our 4-week training cohorts, and now these individuals are in the building 3 days a week or 2 days a week. This is when they're actually applying for jobs, doing their resume, doing mock interviews with our volunteers, working short-term or long-term roles, and then job placement. Supportive services, I was kind of touching on that with all of our program offerings. So 67% of our active participants utilize our supportive services team, and we have a total of 23 supportive service partners. Just to name a few, we have Community Legal Aid. We can help refer you to get things removed or expunged in your criminal background. We work with the Chicago Furniture Bank if you need furniture inside your home, Nourishing Help if you need food, Action for Children if you need childcare, Visibly for eyeglasses. So we have a lot of services to help you get you to where you'd like to be. So we were talking about short-term opportunities. Again, Clean Slate is an outside job. Individuals are sweeping up the streets. They're doing graffiti removal, landscaping, snow removal. It's minimum wage, part-time hours. And those individuals are enrolled into our cohorts as well, being supported. So you can only get through Clean Slate if you were coming through Cara. And then same thing with Cara Connects, which is our staffing firm, temp to perm roles. So you could possibly be in a 90-day temp to perm role, a month role. We have all different types of opportunities through our staffing firm. And those opportunities are going to range from janitorial to admin. So there's different types of roles through our staffing firm. So to Cara, again, these are our long-term employment opportunities. These are our permanent jobs. So we partner with ABM, Freeman Seating, Bally's, which is the new casino in Chicago, CTA for their Second Chance program. We're seeing a lot of hires in healthcare. Historically, healthcare was sometimes difficult to get into if you have a criminal background, but we're seeing large movement in that area, even if you do. So you never know, right? So that opportunity could be for you. We check all of our companies, we vet all of our companies, we make sure that these are great opportunities for our participants to go to, because if we do not make a good match for employment, we're all back to square one again, and we want to help alleviate that as much as possible. How to join? So to shout out, we're all in this together. We have about 116 active organizations that are referring to Cara. To map out, here's a few of them: Teamwork Inglewood, Pacific Garden Mission, Phoenix Recovery, Sister House, DHS, Haymarket. We definitely cannot do this work together. It takes a community. How to join? So if you or you know anyone that's interested, you can send individuals that you think that would benefit from Cara Collective Services. We recruit year long for our monthly cohort. So you can jump in at any time. We'll just be enrolling you for the next cohort that's available. First, you have to make sure that you are legally able to work. You have to have two forms of identification in your hand. We could be getting you enrolled to start work as early as 3 days or as early as 2 weeks. So, in order to prove that, you need to have an ID and a driver's license and a social or a birth certificate. So, you have to have two I-9 documents to be enrolled. You need to be drug free from controlled substances. Marijuana is acceptable to be in your system, just nothing controlled, no alcohol in your system. We want to make sure that you have a good start if you are also in sobriety. So we want to see around 90 days clean if you're in recovery. We do drug tests and we do randomly drug tests as well. You would need to have reliable housing and reliable childcare. If you do not, we have a great supportive services team that can help you stabilize in that area so we can recruit you and get you into programming. You have to be able to commit to a full-time schedule. We're a full-time program. We're going to be looking for full-time or part-time work. No active cases, nothing actively that you're going to court for a defined resolution, no active warrants. We would say, please go address those. Please go identify where it is. Call maybe that county, that state's attorney, see how you can get that resolved, because ultimately open cases or warrants are going to prevent you from getting hired. If an employer sees it, they're not going to hire, which is hard then for us too. So that's why we have no open cases and no warrants. And then we do not work with any convictions of a sexually violent nature that would put someone on the registry. So no one that is on the sexual offenders registry. Any other conviction under the sun and the moon we can work with. And if you're not sure, just give us a call. So our intake process is calling our hotline. So we have a hotline number. You can submit an online request through our website, or you can walk into one of our campuses. What will happen is you will speak with one of the members on my team, the recruitment and admissions team, to learn more about your eligibility. We'll have a deeper conversation with you. We'll schedule you with an intake assessment and a tour at one of our campuses. We'll be collecting documents. Like I said, we need to see those I-9 documents at the recruitment stages because we're going to be enrolling you to work here soon. And then we will be inviting you to start in pre-cohort or our cohorts that start monthly. So our upcoming cohort, November 11th has already passed. So we are now recruiting for our January 6th cohort in the new year. Can't believe we're already at the new year. And then every month, like I said, February 3rd, March 3rd, April 7th, May 5th, June 2nd. Any questions?
Thank you, Jill. We'll go ahead, yes, and move into the Q&A portion of the event. So for those watching live, please put your questions in the Q&A box, or you can put them in the live chat if you're on Facebook. And we'll go ahead and get to the first question. And that is, what housing assistance do you provide?
Sure. So if an individual calls and says that they do not have stable housing at the recruitment stages, we'll refer them to work with supportive services who will help you access 311 and the community referral system to get into a shelter immediately, right? Let's get you housed immediately. And then once you start programming, you get access to a coach, and the coach can sit down and make additional housing referrals with you, maybe to get you on some subsidized lists. Maybe you have income, so that might be a good option. Or we would be working with you with our financial services team to help budget, save, learn about your credit so you can position yourself for your own apartment too.
Thank you. The next question is, do you offer any services in Spanish or Spanish translation?
Unfortunately, we do not at this time. So all programming is in English at this time.
Okay, and I know you went over this briefly before, but is Cara background friendly?
Yes. So Cara is background friendly, but you just cannot be actively going through any cases. The cases have to be closed, resolved, dropped, convicted, no warrants, even if it is like a warrant that's out of state, even if it's a non-extraditable warrant, you still need to take care of that because it is going to show up on your criminal background. And then we just do not work with any registered sexual offenders. Any other conviction that you can think of, we will work with you.
Okay, and you said it can be open. Does it matter if that case is a misdemeanor or a
Even a
felony?
misdemeanor case, even a misdemeanor case, if it's open, correct.
Okay, just want to clarify that. Thank you. We'll go to the next question.
Are there any partnership opportunities for other organizations, and who should they contact if there are?
Yes, if there's any organizations that would like to refer individuals to Cara Services, you can contact me directly. My name is Jill Lewandowski. I'm the manager of the recruitment team here. I can give you a deep dive into Cara's programming, and then we can start the referral process. Yes, so it would just be contacting myself.
Great. And if you don't mind, could you briefly just touch on the application process? Like, what could folks expect, and how often could they apply? Like, is that a rolling basis, or is it certain windows?
Yes, so individuals can call us at any time and we will be enrolling you for our next program offering. So right now we don't have a December cohort, so we're recruiting and enrolling individuals to our January 6th cohort. And the process is you either need to call our hotline, which is 312-798-3309. I know we're going to share it in the chat here. And or you can also visit our website. That link will also be shared in the chat, which is just caracollective.org, and you can click on the button how to join Cara, and then you can put in your name and phone number, and then a recruiter will call you back to kind of go through that screening process and invite you in for an in-person intake assessment with us.
And for people who are interested in the trade route, can Cara help someone get licensed and certified for trade jobs?
So we do have some certificate training opportunities that we have in-house. I know we were doing OSHA, we were doing forklift, we have some career pathways with the community health worker pipeline. We do have some other construction trade certificates. So it's just going to be narrowing down what that individual is exactly looking for and helping create that pathway for them.
Great, great, great. And I think that is all of the questions. But I'm gonna ask a personal question. If you could just kind of give people an idea of the environment that Cara has. I personally I went and did a site visit, and just the energy, the charisma, just the vibe is very strong, and it's, in my opinion, is a great place to like cultivate success and just positivity in general. I don't know if you can speak to that just to give the audience a little idea of what to expect if enrolled in your program.
Sure, sure. So Cara is definitely a special place. Thank you for pointing that out. We start off our morning every morning with motivations. It's like a little mini pep rally. It's participant led. There's a topic of the day. Sometimes the topics are difficult to talk about, but it is required, right? Maybe it's a topic of um, what do you love about yourself, and be specific, right? Something that simple can also be difficult for someone to talk about in a group setting. It could be also difficult to brag about yourself. So there's kind of a method with motivations where we're helping support that individual where they do feel comfortable speaking in front of others. And it's powerful that our participants are not only being supported by staff, but they're being supported by each other in a cohort. They're in a 4-week cohort. They get to know each other very well. They check in with each other. Hey, make sure you're on time tomorrow, right? We don't want to get no write-ups, right? Like we're a job simulated program. So you got to be on time. You got to be professional. And if you don't know that, that's okay. We're going to help you get to that point. That's what the trainings are for. So our trainings are focusing around competencies, workplace competencies. You get a coach, like I said. You have staff that is supporting you, and the training is personal and professional because we know um, those two are linked together, right? If things aren't going good personally, things might be going not well professionally, and vice versa. So we're very conscious of that. Well, one of our training exercises is learning how you are worthy of the best that life has to offer, right? Like a lot of us have been through trauma, a lot of us have been through some situations, and we might not see that potential, and Cara is here to help show you that mirror of the potential and the great person that you are, help pull that out and get you those great jobs and get you back on your feet.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I think that's very informative and good for everyone to know. Yeah, let's see if we have any more questions. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I know you mentioned a lot of the dues that you guys, how you guys operate. What are some of the things that's like a no, that have consequences and potentially may you guys may decide that it isn't necessarily a good fit for that person to be in that program.
So that's how we operate with the screening questions, right? Like we know those individuals that can get through our screening process. We can basically place, right? We work with tons of different companies. Each company is going to have their own requirement. And not only are we making a match with your professional skills, we're making a match with your personal skills. The coach is involved, right? Is this a good travel for you? Do you have enough time to drop your child off at daycare at this schedule, right? Like we're really looking at the whole person. And the reason of there are some hard lines, right? Like it is a mandatory program. You got to show up and show out for a month, right? Like we want to see you showing up and showing out. And individuals do kind of slip if they miss a day. You have to be rescheduled to start over because you missed key information that might not make sense when you're moving on to the next step. And that's why we have the cohorts. That way information builds upon each other. So I would say that's kind of a hard line, which is you can't miss any of the mandatory days. And we're a job simulated program. So we do have a cell phone policy. We do have a time management policy, right? We have a call off policy, just like an employer would, right? So not to say your employer is going to be as maybe um, firm on those lines, but if they are, you're going to be prepared for it because we do have companies, like for instance, CTA. I was a coach in my previous seat at Cara, and I worked with all the CTA second chance individuals. And if they were late more than a minute, that was a mark on their record. I know that's crazy, but CTA, right? CTA buses are late all day, but their employees cannot be late, right? So they're very strict with time. I do know of another glass company that we work with. They are a kiln. It's a manufacturing environment. It's you have all this gear. You're not allowed to have your cell phone on you, period. It has to be locked, has to be put away. We're not that extreme, but we have a cell phone policy that you need to follow, right? So it's all about baking in all of those kind of realities that are going to happen in the workplace and preparing our participants for that. So there's a reason for those lines. Um, but individuals are very successful through that. They can get through that, and then we have coaching and support if you are struggling in that area. If it's something that you do need more support in, we do have maybe a review panel with you. What can we do to help get you to that point? What is it? What is it? We're here to help you figure that out.
No, that's great. That's great. Thank you for that. And I do believe that was the last question, but don't hesitate if you guys think of any more questions after this, please send them through. You can always get in contact with us. And Synovia is going to leave you with a little bit of information as well.
Yeah, thank you, Jill. I really love Kira as well. Like we mentioned earlier, the hub is here to connect you with resources, even if Kara isn't the right fit for you. As the community resource coordinator, I work directly with the participants of the hub. So I'll be following up with you if you requested additional hub service in your registration form. My goal is to better understand what you're looking for so I can connect you with the right resources so you can receive the services that you need.
Yep. And that wraps up our Hub 101s, not just today, but for the rest of the year. So if you're interested to see what you missed this year, you can scan the codes if you are past Hub 101s on our YouTube channel. And we'll see you back for the first Hub 101 of 2025 on Tuesday, January 25th. But stay tuned in December. We do have some special things happening for us, for you guys. I'm sorry. But that's it. And until next time, hope everybody enjoy the holidays. Peace.
Your recording